All right, you guys, welcome to our new coach call for May. Kim and I are going to be leading this. So, Kim is one of the other leaders, part of the Fit and Balance tribe. And I just want to reiterate one thing, and that is we all start somewhere. We all start not knowing what we're doing. We all start feeling a little overwhelmed, feeling like I don't utilize social media. Whatever it might be, whatever those like self-limiting beliefs, just kind of put them to the side for a minute and have an open mind as we go through some of these slides so that hopefully it'll reassure you that what we do is so simple and it can be so fun if you let it. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to kick us off. Let me see here. Okay. So hopefully all of you guys have decided what program you're doing, because this is where a lot of coaches go wrong, where I feel like they don't fully commit to a program. And it doesn't matter, you guys, if you are on day 30 of a program out of 80, or if you are on your second week of a program, you're just now starting. That's okay. It doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that you pick a program and you focus on you and your own journey. Don't worry about what someone else is doing. You have your own friends, family, followers who are going to be watching you, but you have to have excitement. You have to have, this commitment to doing whatever it might be. For example, I am excited. I just started a brand new program today. I've never fully done it, which is called The Work. And I know some of you guys are doing Let's Get Up or Lift 4, whatever it might be. Just so you guys know, you have to start. Pick a program, print off the calendar, show people that's what you're committed to and why you're doing it, why you're excited about it. Let people in a little bit on just kind of your journey. And then, of course, tell me or your coach just where you're at. If you're like, hey, I want to start just focusing on my own journey, we're going to be okay with that. But we are going to say, okay, you can still focus on your own journey, but let's sprinkle a little bit in your social media. Let's let people in on what you're doing. And it's just curiosity marketing. It doesn't mean that you have to go full blown. Don't look at what I'm doing or someone else is doing and go, I don't know how she does those videos. I don't know how to speed up videos. I don't know how to do stories. Take a deep breath and know that's not expected of you, especially as you start. Okay. And just stay in communication with your coach, because that is huge. We won't be able to guide you and help you if we don't really know where you're at, how things are going. And of course, your coach is going to be communicating with you as well. So your first goal is simply to help one in your first week. So you guys, this is the part where it's fun. It's fun to share what you're doing with other people and to help others with a program that you have been doing or that you love. And this is when, even if you haven't started a program yet, or maybe you're like, I'm only on day 3, or that's okay. It doesn't matter. You just want people to know what you're up to. And so just to give you kind of a basics of what we would want you to sell or share if someone is ever interested. And this is also in the first email that your coach sent you of how to sign someone up. But it's really what we call the annual All Access Challenge Pack with either Shakeology or with Recover and Energize. I always say, keep it simple. You don't need to know every single program in our library. You don't need to know, all the ins and outs of Recover and Energize if you've stuck with Shakeology. But what you can do is simply offer the program that you're doing, and all of our, the annual All Access Challenge Pack. If you do, let's say with Let's Get Up, they're going to get every program underneath that. So over 2,000 workouts. So let's say they want to start with a 21-day fix. Great. They can still get the annual All Access Challenge Pack and get that program, whether it's 21-day fix, MBF, Let's Get Up, that's separate. But either way, it's $20 off this month, you guys. So it's $140. Normally it's $160, which is an incredible deal because, as you guys know, that's for the whole year of workouts and 1 month of the supplements. And let's see. Basically, what we want you guys to do is help one person in your first week, but we can help you earn that initial challenge pack if you help 3 people. And we can show you how it's not scary. It actually becomes quite fun when you have friends and family and girls or women or your parents, whoever it is that joins you in the beginning. It's more fun when you get to bring in your own people. It holds you more accountable too. And then your first 2 action items, you guys, because I want you to know, some of you have already done this and some of you may need to do it again because maybe, you're coming back into coaching after taking a little bit of a hiatus, or maybe you've done this. But either way, we want you to announce that you are a coach on Facebook and on Instagram. I know sometimes there's a lot of us, I feel, that are like, well, I don't really do Facebook. I'm just on Instagram. I don't really want to be on Facebook. I understand that, but keep it simple and make sure that you just share to both of those platforms in the beginning, because you don't know who is watching you on Facebook versus on Instagram. And this way, that all you're doing, you guys, is simply letting others know what you're doing, why you're doing it. And we have example posts to help you with this. So don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you don't know where to start or begin. If you don't know where those sample posts are, just reach out to the coach, to your own coach, and they will lead you to that. And just to give you an example though, like you're going to want to do a photo of you smiling or looking at the camera. If you have a before and after photo, so you can show people kind of your journey and, hey, this is where I was, this is where I am today. This is why I want to share this, these programs with you. And then you can also talk about a pain point. Like maybe you weren't consistent. Maybe you were a gym rat, or you didn't really have the accountability side. And now the convenience of doing them from home, it has helped you show up. It has helped you, get it done while your kids are napping or while your kids are at school, or, whatever life stage that you're in. You need to talk about your pain points, but also kind of why you're doing what you're doing. And you don't have to say, I'm a Beachbody coach, I just wanted to share that with you. You don't need to even say that you're a Beachbody coach. We just say, let people in on, all right, you guys, I'm coming out of my comfort zone. I'm so excited, but I am committing. Like maybe you haven't started yet. That's still fine. I am committing to, this 30-day program because I just needed something to get me excited and motivated to work out every day. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I know there's got to be other women, other moms who are probably sitting there going, I don't know where to start, or I'm not consistent with going to my gym. Maybe it's still closed down, or you're not able to get out of the house as frequently as you used to if you have little ones at home, because that is me. And then you're going to want to talk about a solution. So I'm able to get these workouts done in the comfort of my living room, 30 minutes to 40 minutes long, whatever one you're doing, right? You just say 30 minutes long. And then your coach will definitely look over it before you post it. So I will be definitely checking in with my new coaches and say, okay, let's get that first coming out post done. But let's make sure that, you send me the photo. Let's make sure that we have that first post crafted to make it obvious that you're inviting. Because I think sometimes that's where we're like, and if you're interested, just let me know. And I get that, but you have to be more assertive. Okay. So you have to have a clear invite at the end to joining your coaches, not your group, but your coaches' next group. You don't need to say your coaches, but I'm just saying, I don't want you guys to feel like you're doing your next group on your own. But usually it's the third Monday of the month. Okay. So this gives us a whole week starting today to get people into the next group starting next Monday. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do, if you haven't already done this, which was your first post, you are going to want to invite 10 people who are friends and family. So honestly, you guys, get a sheet of paper out and write, put down the middle a line, and then just say list of 20 and have friends and family right here. And then over here are going to be people who liked your post, people who gave you some love. And I know sometimes you're like, well, I'm not going to invite my husband's good friend. Okay, I get that. Let's not invite him, but let's invite the other women that are your niche and the people that supported you. And then just know you've got to be prepared for people to say, oh, thanks, but no thanks, or no, not right now. You guys, in the beginning, you're literally just planting seeds. You're letting people in on this journey that you're doing. And this is when the fun part begins. This is when you will begin to stay consistent, share a little bit about your journey, sprinkle in your fitness and your health, sprinkle in, just different things about you. So people get to know who you are, not just, oh, okay, now that I'm a coach, that's all I post about. No, if you're consistent with sharing your kids, keep doing that. If you're consistent with sharing, maybe some healthy tips and recipes, great. That's even better. Let's sprinkle that in each week. But if you're too afraid to hear no, you're never going to get the answer. You're never going to hear yes. And I have learned this, that people, honestly, they want to be personally invited. So if you, are sitting there going, well, I didn't get a lot of people in my first post, or I'm scared to do that first post. People need to know what you're doing. You have to plant that initial seed. And as you build trust, as you build sharing your results and your credibility, and people are like, oh, cool, awesome, Kelly is serious about this, people will start following along and actually be like, okay, she's providing value. Okay, she's showing up. She's someone who looks serious about this, right? You can't quit after one or two posts and think, well, I didn't get anyone. I guess I ran out of my warm market, or no one's interested. You have to share your journey, you guys. And I always say, think of how long it took you to reach out to your coach. Honestly, maybe put in the chat bar, how long did it take you to be like, you know what? Or how long did it take you watching? Maybe it was your own coach or other people that you saw, but how long? I know I was watching my coach for 3 to 4 months. And I just kept seeing her stay consistent. And then she did one call to action and was in my living room. I'll never forget, about 4 weeks postpartum. So I knew I couldn't work out yet, but I remember being like, I'm going to need a solution. When my kids are sleeping, I'm going to need to get it done. I'm not going to be able to go take multiple classes or multiple runs every week. I need to figure out something that I can do when my babies are sleeping, or maybe when they're up and they're all over me. I just looked at it like I needed to do something. And she was on the top of my head because I kept seeing her show up on social media. Okay. And social media is the scariest part for many people. Maybe it's not for you, and that's awesome, but it was for me. And I had this self-limiting belief, or I guess not even a self-limiting belief, but I just kept thinking in the back of my head, I don't want to bug people. I don't want to come off as salesy. I don't want people to think I've changed. I was so consumed about, what are people going to think of me? And if that is you, just know that you can get past that fear. You do this, you guys, on your own terms. And so I want to make sure, this is the part that I recently added, is that I want you to make social media less scary, especially as we start. So you're going to start with your inner circle first. Think of family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, and you're going to begin to dip your toes into social media. So it doesn't mean that you have to come up with content every single day and have this on your shoulders of, what am I going to post about? What am I going to do? No, do not worry about that. We just want you to commit to that first post and let others know what you're up to. And honestly, I always say, do what feels right to you and what feels most comfortable to you as you start. Everyone was a beginner. Kim was the beginner. I was the beginner. We sucked at social media. We didn't know what we were doing, but you know what we did is we started. So I know the start can scare people off. We started, and then we stayed consistent, and we kept failing forward. Oh, you did a crappy post, meaning maybe no one commented saying they're interested. You're going to get that, just FYI, or you're going to feel like, all right, I guess these posts aren't doing well. You're going to not always, but there's going to be times when you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, why aren't people watching me? Why aren't they interested in what I'm saying? But you guys, you get better and better, but you have to keep going. So you'll get more comfortable utilizing social media. You'll have more fun talking about your journey, sharing value with others. I always looked at it like I could help the other Kellys out there. If I can help another Kelly that was at home feeling uncomfortable in her skin as a postpartum mama and felt like she didn't have time to make her health a priority, I know that there are other Kellys that are probably sitting at home thinking the same thing, that are wanting a solution, but they don't know where to begin. So I need to be that person. I need to be that person that puts my hand out there and says, hey, I'm inviting you to join me because I've been in your shoes. I know how hard it is to stay consistent. I know how hard it is to commit to something when you're scared of failing or when it's something new. So that's the kind of stuff that you will see me talk about and share in my social media if you guys follow me. So we already kind of went over a couple of the things about going all in on a program. So hopefully you guys are committing or have committed to a program. And like I said, I committed today to a new program called The Work. So why don't you go ahead and put in the chat bar just so we can see and cheer you on what program you are committing to. And don't worry if you haven't started yet. This is kind of your, all right, let's do it. It's not as scary as you think. I know we're at all different levels of fitness. So that is the beauty of our programs and our library of workouts. You get to decide what is best for you and your journey and your stage of life. And then just remember, people buy why you do something, not like necessarily what it is. So you might say, I'm doing this new Shanti workout. It's a dance program. I'm going to have so much fun. Does anyone want to join me? You guys, people will not join you when you say just that. People don't know who Shanti is. People out of our circle don't know what you're offering and why they should do it. Why are you committing to a program? Why are you deciding, you know what, I am going to start this program and this is why? You know, you need to think about the why behind it. And then honestly, your first customers, they will be people that you probably know, or people that have been following you for a while because you've already built that trust. You've already have that relationship with them. But you have to start thinking about who or the kind of people, the type of people that you want to attract in the future. So be consistent. Don't worry if you're not used to posting. Here's kind of what we recommend. And I just want to say that something is better than nothing. So if you start with one post a week, awesome, that's great. Don't think like this is some strict guideline. We're just saying, hey, you should shoot for 3 main feed posts a week. And then if you're not used to doing stories, that's okay too. Maybe just share a couple a day and then you work your way up. But we do recommend 5 to 10 stories daily. It could be, you know, a few workout clips. It could be maybe sharing like the craziness that's going on in your life behind the scenes. And just know that you can never go wrong when you have the mentality of, I just want to provide value and I just want to entertain, because that way you take the pressure off of you feeling like you have, like, stories are behind the scenes, you guys. It's not supposed to be edited and all fancy and all that. Just keep it so people can get to know a little bit about who you are and what you're doing. So for me, like I said, I always wanted to look at it like I want to attract the other Kellys out there. So here are the people who I look at as my niche. They are boy moms, now a girl mom, a busy mom who literally is all over the place and is juggling multiple kids, or they're in the thick of motherhood with the baby, or, you know, postpartum journey. Maybe they're a prior college athlete, because that's what I was, or corporate sales. You know, I was that corporate saleswoman climbing the ladder to a work from home mom. So I am targeting women who are also in the corporate sales or corporate life, right? Because that's where I was. I'm also, you know, talking to the people that are stay-at-home moms or work from home moms. I'm a runner, so you'll see me share about being a runner. I'm a dog mom. I have a lot of different hobbies. I love shopping. I love going to Marshall's, TJ Maxx. I'll sprinkle that in. I love sharing fashion. I love sharing how I love traveling. I'm a soccer mom. I love soccer. I played soccer. I'm a coffee addict, so you'll see a lot of my posts are incorporating some coffee or wine and pizza. So this is just showing you guys that we have a lot to share. Okay, it's really simple. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. So just know that. Oh, and I wanted to say, don't feel like you have to do collages or you have to write on pictures. We actually recommend keep it clean and crisp. So you can do the swipe through. So you can do like a carousel of photos, but don't do a collage. And then you are the main subject. So if you go to my feed or Kim's feed, you will see that it's predominantly us. Even though my kids are in it, you'll see every now and then my husband or, you know, different things about me and my kids. But for the most part, I'm letting people in on me and my personality. And of course, keep sharing the old you or maybe what you are struggling with right now. And that is why you're committing, or what you have struggled with. Let people in on that. And then just as a reminder, curiosity marketing is kind of our route as a team. There's no need to, to put Beachbody out, on your feed. Keep it curiosity, and about just selling your lifestyle. People will want to be a part of what you're doing if they see that you're happy, that you're, making time for yourself as a busy mom, or, you are excited to make a change. And so you're letting people in and saying, hey, I'm starting this new journey and I'm going to start showcasing it publicly. I hope you follow along. It's going to help me stay more accountable. And I think, Kim, is this one yours?
Okay, yeah. So I'm like nodding my head. Yes, yes, because Kelly's right. It's the curiosity marketing part. I just want to say this is the reason we tell you don't put Beachbody on there is not because we don't love it and know it's amazing. It's because people have previous experiences with something, right? And the minute they hear it, they immediately think they know what you're talking about. We all know how much like Beachbody has changed. Let's say someone did P90X 10 years ago. That's not the same Beachbody we have now. So that's why we say let yourself be kind of the picture and the product rather than the item itself, because people relate to you and not the name of something. So that kind of goes hand in hand with social media. As Kelly said, we want you guys to be really consistent. That does not mean you're on your phone 24/7 or that you have to come up with these grand long posts all day, every day, but please just show up at least 3 times a week. As Kelly said, that's our guide. Like if you want to know, tell me at minimum what I have to do. Have 3 posts and find a piece of paper and do a little pie chart. And like Kelly said, all the things that make her unique. I want you guys to write down at least maybe 5 things about yourself other than Beachbody that you love, that you have fun with, that are part of your lifestyle. Because if you have that written down on a little pie chart and you're like, what do I post about today? Well, one of those things might have been fashion. Okay, my post for today is about fashion and done. So that is really fun. And then that also allows you to grow your relationships. Now, this is what we do. It's behind the scenes. We want you guys to post so you're front and center on somebody's news feed and that you are the light in their feed and you're that girl who's showing up no matter what. Every time they open their news feed, there you are again. Positive, energetic, fitness, or if life is hard, that's okay too. It's not going to always be rainbows and unicorns. You can show up, but the thing that we do is behind the scenes, right? Building a relationship. The reason you guys are here on this call is because I have talked to you personally in a DM. Kelly's done the same. That's how you become a friend to your audience. You want to establish a genuine connection with someone even before you say, like, do you want to join me? Have you thought about doing this? And the best way to do that is to use what's called our business activity tracker. I have it right here. Now, don't panic if you don't know what this is, okay? But this is what it looks like. Corporate put this together. It's really cool. It gives you every little thing. And I don't do every little thing every day, but what I love is just this pen and paper on the back. I keep track of the people I'm talking to because I don't want to be the girl that sent a DM one time and forgot about the person. And that girl's like, remember, she once asked me to join her and then never talked to me again. We're not those people. So this is going to help you. And what we'll do is after this call, we'll make sure I'll send you guys the link in our little Facebook chat, or you can simply Google it, Beachbody Business Activity Tracker. You will find it, or go into your coach office. There's tons of ways to find it, or simply message your coach and we'll send it to you. But this is going to help you guys feel organized and also help you have a system. And this is the same thing when you have a brand new coach join your team or yourself. You're going to say, hey, this is it. You just need the business tracker. I took it and got it bound at Staples, so don't panic. It doesn't look like this, but this is my book for the year. I just did like 52 copies. That's 1 a week, and I have it. And I'm an old school pen to paper girl. I don't do spreadsheets on my computer. I keep track of my friends this way. And here's another one we love. I also have this right here. You can see this is my favorite tracker aside from the business one because we collectively made this. And what we did is we broke it down even simpler. So when you guys are like, I don't know what to do, even after this call, if you're like, okay, got it. I'm going to post 3 times a week. I'm going to pick a program. But what about all the other stuff? This tracker right here is your new best friend. It makes life really simple. And the way I want you guys to think of it is like Monday. It says on there, have 5 new connections on social media. That doesn't take very long, but I just want you guys to pull out your phone when you are, let's say, waiting for your kid to wake up from nap time, or you're sitting in the car pickup line from school, or your child maybe has a swim lesson and you're sitting and waiting. So these are the times that we use these trackers and these little activities in the pockets of our day. If you are, fortunate enough, like your kids might be in school or they could be occupied, you can set a timer on your phone, pull this out and get all of them done in maybe half an hour and walk away. So I want you guys to know that there is a system right here. It's really simple. And the biggest thing you have to take away from it is that you are building a genuine relationship. That's what this stuff is. It's that we're not just posting on social media and saying, hi, look at me, and expecting people to come and run to us and say, sign me up, sign me up. No, people have to know who you are, have those conversations. And these trackers are what allow you to be super consistent and keep track of it all. So look at it like the best friend you're going to have as far as your business. Um, and now here's the other thing. Kelly mentioned this before, and I hope you heard it, where she said there are going to be people who do not like your post. There are going to be people who say no to you. And in that moment, sometimes it can be like a gut punch in your stomach, or it can be like your heart sinks, or you immediately start to doubt, gosh, did I like say the wrong thing? Or did I do the wrong post? Or do people not like me anymore? It's okay, guys. I promise you, you're not that important. People are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. We all have those moments. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just a perspective. And that's where this personal development is so crucial to you growing just as an individual. Put aside coaching. I know in the last 4.5 years that my mindset and my actions and my energy and even my, motivation for what I'm doing in life is so much better because of the personal development that Beachbody pushed me into doing. I was a girl who was like, oh, that's funny. I'm a therapist by like profession. I have a degree. I don't need personal development. That's for people who need help. Guess what? Personal development is for everybody. So the books we recommend, and you can get the physical book or on Audible, is The Compound Effect. Kelly just wrote it in the chat. I think that was my first book that Kelly actually maybe even gifted me in the beginning. Because like I said, I didn't do personal development. And it totally opened my mind to all the things that will happen in time as long as you don't quit. So please check out these books. Podcasts are life. If you don't know, because I was super I'll say tech stupid. I want to show you guys a podcast. If you don't know what it looks like on your phone, it's a little purple thing. Ready? Can you see? It's like a purple square. It says podcast on your iPhone. Look for that app, you guys, and then just go in there and search. These are the ones we totally love. Kelly wrote them in there. There's a Beachbody podcast, there's Women Supporting Women, and there's so many others. Often in our little chats, you guys are going to get podcasts from us. Every so often we hear one and we're like, oh, that's magic, and we'll send it to you. So please make note of why we're sending you the stuff, because we, Kelly, myself, we're not superhuman. We also have to work on our mindset, our belief, and our motivation and energy. So that's where personal development is going to be everything you need on the days where maybe you don't have the energy or you're feeling doubtful. Dig into the podcast, dig into the books. The other thing is, we want you guys to be successful. We don't want to sugarcoat the success that you might see within myself or Kelly or anyone else. It takes a lot of time, energy, effort, and being consistent, but also treating this like a business if you want it to pay you like a business. And it's okay if you're not there yet. I will say that there is so much value in showing up here for fun, as a hobby, to dip your toe in the water, to get a feel for it, but to understand that if you really are looking at this like the opportunity it is, which has allowed Kelly to retire from her full-time job and be home with her 4 kids, and for myself to cut back on my hospital shifts and earn that income from home, it's because we're setting business hours. We are treating it like a business. So the way to do that, you guys, is just to simply put in your phone things like this. When are the team calls? When is the next challenge group? Which, as I mentioned before, for us, I think Kelly's the same. May 17th is the next one. Generally, second or third Monday of the month, we start a group. And you have to know that when you're posting, because you have to be thinking about what's coming up, right? We also do things which will help kind of move the needle, push your business forward, called power hours. I know if you're brand new, you're like, what does that mean? Think of it this way. We get on Zoom just like this. One of us leads it. We take the tracker that I mentioned. So this really helps you guys establish how to use it. and one of us goes through it and we do it together. We sit on Zoom together, we pull out our phones and we get to work. And I promise you that if you can show up, we have two that are consistent every week. It is 12 p.m. on Tuesday, that's Pacific time, and Thursday, 12:15. And we do those every week and we're there. So it's the best and it helps you really kind of get focused because we're all sometimes distracted and it's easy to go, oh, I meant to do that, but I didn't get to it. So show up on power hours. And we only have one big team call a month right now. We have one tomorrow night, which if you guys are available, hop on. Otherwise, it's recorded. And you're going to hear from some newer coaches on our team who have grown and had success. And hopefully it'll be really inspiring to you. So I know this might seem intimidating or like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff, but realize that we've put it together to make things simple for you and you're not expected to create all those things. Just participate in them, take what you can from them. And now the other part here is if you're like, okay, I'm excited, I'm nervous, but I want to know what's next. Here's what we want you guys to really shoot for in the month of May. Here's the deal. We want you guys to really help at least 3 people with a challenge pack, just what you got, right? Kelly mentioned that right now we have a challenge pack. It's the lowest price on sale. It's only $140. That's US. So if you're Canadian, there's a conversion. It'll be a little higher than that. And by doing that, people get everything they need. So your goal is to get that list out that Kelly mentioned, list of people you're going to contact, and at least have 3 of them say, yes, I'm in, and you're going to help them with that. Okay. Ideally, 5 is even better because Beachbody looks at these numbers and they say, hey, you are helping 3 to 5 people consistently. We love that. We're going to give you more commission. We're going to give you more prizes. And ultimately, in a year, you can earn a Success Club trip. So I will get into the trip stuff later. But the thing to remember when people are signing up with you is that everybody loves a deal. Everybody loves a discount. So please don't be scared just because it's called the coach discount. Don't be afraid when you're inviting people or they say, yes, I am ready to join you and I'll get that package. You want to definitely let them know that they can sign up the way you did, which was, I want to get 25% off. I want to really commit because generally people are going to work with you for more than 21 or 30 days. And that means everything, workouts, nutrition, meal plans. So why not save money? So before you are maybe signing up your next few people, because you guys are new, check in with your personally sponsored coach and just say, is there anything else I should share with them? Because my guess is a lot of times you guys might get stuck on how to explain the discount. We have ways for you to explain this because we don't want you to feel like you're stuck on that or that people don't know the value of what you're offering. So please reach out because with signing up 2 people who say yes to the discount, you get your first promotion. And that's really exciting. It's called your Emerald promotion. That means you are now an Emerald coach, not just a coach. And it also means it opens up more opportunity for you to earn things within commission and bonuses. So I won't go into depth for that. We always have a separate call explaining Emerald and how you can reach that advancement. But just to know that 2 people with a discount is going to get you to Emerald, and that can happen in a day. That's like a 24-hour type of thing. It could even be your mom and your spouse, or your best friend and your sister. Like it doesn't have to be super complex. The other thing that I really want you guys to hear, and I know if you're still listening and you're on this call that you absolutely want to be a success starter, this is where corporate says, hey, you're a new coach and you've helped 3 or more people consistently, at least 3 different months. You're a success starter. This has to be done in the first 6 months of you saying, I'm a coach, okay? So let's say your first month, you're just getting your feet wet, and this could be your first month right now. That's okay. If you sign up 3 people with a challenge pack in the next 5 months, you're still eligible to be a success starter, okay? I know I'm telling you guys a lot of stuff, so please stay with me. Here's why Success Starter is so freaking cool. It's amazing because you get to be in a test group. That means Beachbody is always coming out with new programs. So we have people who are success starters that got to be a part of the Shanti Let's Get Up program before any of us knew about it. And they are now the people saying, hi, these are my results. I was in the test group. And it's amazing for your business. So if you become a success starter, you'll be invited to be in a test group down the road. And that's pretty cool. Like, I wish I could have done that. The other thing is Summit is our massive, amazing weekend away convention. You can be there in next year, 2022, with us, but you can earn your ticket for free. and that ticket is worth about $200. So I hope that excites you. And I hope that makes you understand why it's so fun and so important that you know what's in front of you and why we put this on the first call. Because we don't want you guys showing up in 7 months and going, oh, I wish I would have known about Success Starter. That would have been amazing. Don't miss the boat. We will help you get there. And the other thing I want to just simply touch on, don't want you guys to panic, but I want you to put it on your list of things to do, is that your goal down the road is to be a diamond coach. This is one of the biggest stepping stones in the business. It means that you have now had 12 people join you. Now, 12 people is like a Thanksgiving dinner. Don't overthink this one, you guys. 12 people is the amount of people you have over for some drinks or to watch a football game, right? It's not that hard. And I think that when you put that in perspective, you're going to reach that quicker than you even know, but that's going to come when you're doing all the other things that we've talked about. So we're really excited for you guys to know what's in front of you and to understand that little by little, it adds up to be a lot. But really, all you need to do is show up and show up in our challenge group. Now, the challenge group is the same thing as the BOD group. So when we say that, it's one and the same. Kelly and I used to run groups together, and she was very kind to me and let me be in there for a very long time. And I will tell you, it is the best thing to join in with your coach at first and be a part of the group and be a great challenger. But the minute you step out of your comfort and you become the leader, if you have even 3 friends and you say, guys, I'm going to make a group and we're going to be in it together, that is going to also help you really own your status as a coach. So don't worry, we have them going. You guys are going to come right in. You don't have to make it right now, but in time, if you do say, I'm ready, I'm going to make my own group, we have the guides for you. You don't have to create all that content. And I want you guys to hear that, because I know if you're looking in from the outside, it could be like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff I have to do. I don't know if I can do that. You don't have to do all of it. We have it for you. We want you to work smart, not work complicated and make more work for you. So you'll be able to be in our group and then move on to your own group, but have the same guides that we use, so you're not making the same stuff. And then I think, Kelly, oh, I love that quote there. So it says here, our business solution is found in our own personal journey. And that's by the top coach, okay? And here's the thing, there's no one way to be a coach. You don't have to look a certain way to be a coach. You don't have to be perfect to be a coach and to be a successful coach. But when you show up and you share your journey, and there can be mess in the message, guys, it's not perfect, but people are going to relate to it and your business will grow as well, okay? So I love this because this is what's kept me going for all the years, is that it is a long-term thing. It's not a quick fix. It's not a quick, easy yes, but people are going to need you to contact them, to follow up with them. Whitney, who's one of my coaches on this call, we have talked for over a year and she finally joined me. You guys, that's 365 days, okay? That's a lot of days where I could have said, nope, she said no to me, or she's not ready. She doesn't like me. She won't do this. Not true. You have to have those exposures with people. And when the time is right, because you've been there, they will say yes to you. So as I mentioned before, you've got to stay positive and you've got to assume that when you're saying something to someone and they are a no for right now, it's just for right now. The time is not right, but it will be when they are ready and you're consistent. It does take time. You will see there are some people that come in and they have a quick start, and that's great. Okay. But if you're not that person, please don't be discouraged. As we've said, it takes time for people to understand what you're doing, to know they can join you, and maybe even just to see that this is sticking for you before they're willing to dive in as well. So please don't compare yourself to anybody else. We're so excited for you guys to start. I know this call can be exciting and overwhelming at the same time, but we have all of this ready for you guys in place, okay? So step 1, just to go over what we've talked about, is you've got to carve out that coming out post. And please send it to your coach before you put it out there, because we just want to fine tune it with you, make sure that it's the best it can be, and just give you that support. So please, if you don't know how to word it or you're not sure, ask us or we'll give you some examples as well. We also want you to make that list, as Kelly said, of over 20 people, okay? And these people are not all going to say yes right away, but imagine if like 3 people say yes. How cool would that be? You would be so excited to have 3 people join you on the journey, and the other people who are no are just a no right now, and you'll put them on your follow-up list, okay? Keep it simple, pretty much like Kelly said, hey, I'm committing to something new for health and fitness. I thought it'd be so fun if we could do this together. Would you be open to me telling you a little bit more? Super simple. You don't have to like word vomit everything. Once you've done these things, you guys, so the posts and the list, please then reach out to your coach and we will set up a one-on-one call. We want to make sure that you know you have support, but first, those things are really critical before we can have that first call. And we can't wait to do that call with you. That is like really fun for all of us. So I hope that gives you guys a lot of direction. We have a ton of trainings. Don't get overwhelmed, and please don't become a collector of information. Like Kelly always says, and I think I'm a perfect example of that, it's just start, fail forward. It's better to show up and maybe show up imperfectly than to hold back until everything is perfect, because it's never going to be. So be open-minded. If things are working and then they stop working, or you're finding yourself stuck on something, ask in our group, guys. That's why we have our new coach pod, because it's for all of you. It's not just for me and for Kelly to like dump stuff on you. It's when you are stuck. It's when you have a question. That's the first place I want you to go, is to say, hey, I'm looking for that business activity tracker. Anybody have that link? Or when's the next team call? Or is there a power hour? Don't feel dumb asking questions. We truly are a team here to support you. And that little chat that we've set up for you guys is yours to ask anything at any time. We have our Facebook pages. I will tell you that it's so important that you're in those, but at the same time, if you get overwhelmed, take a step back, turn off notifications, but at least stay connected with your coach, okay? There's nothing worse, and it makes us so sad if someone says, I got so overwhelmed that I just kind of like can't do it. They don't tell us that, and then they just disappear. There's a different way for everybody to start. There's a different way to absorb information. We know that, and we're totally here to work with you. Just don't go dark, because that's really sad, and we miss you, and then we get sad, and then it's just not fun. So please take it in your stride. There are tons of resources. You don't need all of them. You just need what's relevant to you in your moment, okay? The rest falls into place over time. I could go into more detail, but I won't, because I don't want to stress you guys out. And I think that is really the meat and the potatoes of what you need for right now. It's simple. We have fun. We are humans. We share a journey. It's okay if you want to include other things that you do. Kelly's a runner. I know some of you have other fitness interests. That is perfectly okay. But you are here to help and inspire others and give them tools that they can use. And so that's where Beachbody comes in. And that's what makes it really fun for you to say, I'm inspiring someone and I'm giving them the tools for them to use. And I don't have to make all those tools. So keep it really simple. If you have questions, feel free to write them in the chat or unmute yourself. This is the time to ask us anything you want. And I hope that was helpful for you guys and gave you a bit of direction. Checking the chat.
Oh, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
So as Kelly knows, I was a coach for a year, like a discount coach under a different coach. And I had a few people under me, not like a few coaches, discount coaches. But anyways, to make a long story short, when I stopped doing Beachbody, they went to my upline. So I've contacted like all my friends, all my family, and even then some. So now some have come back to me, but some have not. Yeah, anyways, make a long story short. So now those 20 people, where do I find them? Like, do I go into like Facebook groups and try to find people?
So the 20 people, I don't believe you've done like your official coming out post. And so this is what I'm going to say. You need to let people know what you're doing, because I know you have your other business too. So, and that's where you share a lot of other things, which is awesome. I think they go hand in hand, but I think that what you have to do is first, like, I'm talking to all of you guys at this point, because the biggest part is being obvious that you are running groups, that you are a coach, and you want other people to join you because they've worked for you. And everyone's going to have a different story. So Grace, for example, I'm just going to say this, as if I were going to be doing my first post, if I were you, I would honestly and you can even say, like, some of you may or may not know that I have been a health and wellness coach, but I've been behind the scenes. I haven't really shared. This is something that I love doing, and I've been doing these programs for over a year, and I honestly love them. And this is why. It has given me more energy. I can get results in the comfort of my home while still mixing in going to the gym a few times a week or whatever it is that else you like to do. And then you do that call to action of, I want 5 women to join me in my next group where we're going to stay accountable. We're going to have accountability. We're going to have fun. We're going to get results, especially as before we lead into summertime. You need to do that like coming out post, because I don't think it's obvious that this is something that you're doing.
Okay.
And then going back to like, where do you find people? We all have felt that way. And it's one of those things where I'm like, no. If you go to all of you guys right now, I want you to go to either Instagram or Facebook, doesn't matter which one. And because I want to let you know that when I look at the amount of followers I have now, that doesn't mean anything. When I started, I had 300 friends or followers. So I worked, if you say like, well, I don't know where to go. Well, you have 300 followers or you have 400 friends on Facebook, whatever it might be, that's where you start. So remember what we said, you are starting with your warm market, but the reason why you're sharing on your main feed and letting people know instead of just texting a good friend and letting people know behind the scenes is because the beauty of this business is you can grow exponentially with social media. There's majority of you who wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you finding me or Kim on social media. How cool is that? So when I started coaching, I had some friends or just random people be like, Hell, I know you like fitness. This is great, but why didn't you just do your own thing? Like, why didn't you go off and like be a fitness instructor or do your own type of thing, sharing on social media, come up with your own fitness moves and stuff like that? And I was like, are you kidding me? That all the work is already done for me with Beachbody. And I don't have time to come out with my own calendar and fitness plans. And I don't want to take time away from my kids and go be an instructor down the street at a gym. To me, I was like, if I can just share on my little device and utilize the people that I'm already connected with. I mean, that's how Kim joined me. Kim and I went to high school together. I don't remember Kim. Barely remember her. She found me on Facebook and kept saying, Kelly, you're so inspiring. And I said, oh my God, hi, Kim. Well, why don't you join me? She goes, what? Oh, well, tell me a little bit more about it. That's how Kim got involved in my challenge group, right? So that's why you post, because Kim wouldn't have found me if I was like, well, I don't know if anyone's going to join me, right? You have to have excitement, have belief, and stay tunnel vision, you guys, because the moment you start thinking like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna have anyone to join me, but what if no one joined? It's like all of a sudden we have those doubts creeping in on us. That's when you don't show up authentically and excited and with, belief in what we do. So if you have done our programs, and a lot of you guys have, write down why do you love it? What has it given you? And that's what you share in that post or in your post after that first post. So that's what makes this fun, you guys, is that you get to reconnect with a lot of people that you don't even know that you're friends with. And now, like when I look at a lot of you guys, like I didn't know Taryn, I didn't know Jean who's on, I didn't know Heather, Grace, I didn't know you, I didn't know Ash, like every single one of you guys, one's in Canada, one's in Washington State, one's in Texas, Jean's back east. Remind me, Taryn, are you in Texas too, or you're going to be? So the reason why I put this out there, you guys, is because it's actually incredible how we connect with people from all over. And I wouldn't have connected with any of you, and Kim wouldn't have connected with any of you guys either, if she didn't share on social media and she didn't say, hey, I see that you've been watching my stories, or, hey, I saw that post you did. You're so inspiring. Have you considered, joining one of my groups, or maybe trying being a coach, right? It's because of us not just posting maybe once and then going silent for a couple weeks. It's about, staying consistent. And I always say, just think of it like, if I could add value or entertainment, because that's what people want right now. People want value and entertainment. That's why reels are out right now. And on our team call tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Kim already touched on it, but I want you guys to know that it's going to be we have 3 newer coaches. One coach who joined Nicole a year ago about this time, hit diamond in 5 weeks, maybe less. And now she just went into 2-star qualification, which means she has 2 diamonds underneath her. Bridget, who's the new coach with me, she is in her 2nd month, who has hit High Success Club. She's going to share what she's done. And then we have another coach who recently hit diamond. She's been a coach since November. She's a full-time working mom, and she's going to be sharing how she hit diamond and kind of her strategies. And then I'm going to be speaking a little bit on all right, I believe someone else is going to speak. Kim, did you have your coach? Okay. And Brittany?
Yeah, Brittany.
And Brittany just hit diamond too. And you guys, it's just, we all have a different story of how we've had success. And that is going to be the beauty of having some of these other coaches speak instead of me or Kim or someone that's like, you guys might think, well, you're already over here. How will I ever get to that level? Where it's actually going to be hopefully more relatable, hearing from newer coaches that have had wins and how they got there. And then I'm going to be speaking on reels and kind of just how I look at how to grow my Instagram. How can I connect with more people by utilizing that feature with Instagram? So I'm going to open it up again just see if we have any other questions. Grace, where are you in Ontario? Where in Canada are you?
Ontario.
Okay.
Well, okay. I have Whitney's in Vancouver. And what I want to say, you guys, because this comes up a lot with new coaches, is like, wait, so I do a post or invite friends, but like, how do I explain what this is? I always want you guys to know, like, there isn't a perfect way to explain it, but how would you truly just tell like your best friend what you're doing? Like, I'm following a workout plan. It's all in one app. It also gives me meal plans by expert nutritionists. I have a support group like for accountability. I also have a coach. It's really easy. It's like Netflix, but for workouts, and it's all in one place. That's how simple it is. You don't need to have some perfect verbiage. And honestly, people are most interested in something if they know that it's working for you. And working for you does not need to look like a perfect picture with like a 6-pack abs or a certain size. I don't know about you guys, you can just raise your hand. Like, I know this happens to me all the time. If someone posts a before and now progress pic, and they could even be like 100 pounds bigger than me, but they have a significant like change, it stops me. And I go, oh, what is that? Like, tell me more. It does not have to be perfect. So don't take yourself out of the running of being inspirational just because you don't necessarily look like Kelly. Because guess what? I don't either. And that's okay, but you can have success when you're real because your friends want something real. I don't know about you guys, but if I go on the Instagram Explorer page and those like perfect pictures and supermodel type moms or fitness people show up, it doesn't make me feel good. It makes my happy tank go down in 2 seconds. And I'm like, oh, well, God, I'll never have that photo. I'll never look like that person. Like, I should just leave right now. There's no point in doing that because that's not relatable. And that doesn't even make me want to be that person's friend or like join what they're doing because that's so unrelatable. So like Kelly said, when she started 300 friends was what she had. Don't think you need thousands of followers to do this. You don't. And the beauty and the value of what you guys have right now is that you have real people right in front of you. Like, imagine them at your table. If they're watching your stories or they've liked your posts, they're in your house and you get to talk to them and you get to invite them. And it's just that simple. And that's the beauty of having a smaller following. It's knowing who's right in front of you. It's not having to sift through. Like when you get to Kelly of 20,000 followers on Instagram, that looks really cool, but guess what? It's kind of hard for her to see who are the real people. Can you stand up? Like, are you just another social media account? Are you like a bot? It gets harder to find the real women that we want to talk to. So look at your advantage of having a smaller following as the beauty of being able to really see who's in front of you and talk to them. And don't get like overwhelmed by needing to grow social media. Just be consistent and show up on there. I love social media. We've been talking. We're going to put together like a little social media boot camp for you guys. It'll be coming probably next week or two. Just simple little things, but go for it, you guys. And if you need to like practice what to say, you can text us. Go, how does this sound? I want to send this to my friend, or ask in the group, how are you guys sharing this? Because you're all going to have awesome new ideas. We want to hear it from all of you.
Yeah, that's the beauty of you guys are all starting together. So you should all be in our new coach pod for May. And there's actually every coach that I've added, besides the one who are like, hey, I want to get back into coaching, but everyone is brand new. Like when I see Heather and Jean and Ashley on, I don't even know if they've started a program yet. I think they're like in the midst of starting one to this week. So I think this is the beauty is like, you get to start from scratch and do this together. And you know, if whoever it is that's in your pod, just look at them and be like, oh, these are other people who are in the same shoes as me. And we're going to do this and we're going to have fun and we're going to get in shape. We're going to work on ourselves, work on our mind. And more than anything, it's just find joy in the journey. And remember that it's your journey and your story that people want to see, not the end point, not where you feel your best. It's actually okay to be like, I have fallen off and I'm ready to go back in with my fitness and health. Has anyone else felt that way? Because if you have, I want you to join me. I'm ready to get ready, you know, whatever I'm calling my theme like summer shred, because it's summertime coming up, and who doesn't want to feel good in their shorts and bathing suit and get a little bit shredded, stay a little bit more, you know, strict with your nutrition, share just reality, talk behind the scenes, make sure that you talk to the camera too, get used to that. I stumble over my words all the time, and I just look at it like, well, at least people know I'm human. And, you know, I'm not anyone's like special. I'm just a mom of 4 who loves health and fitness, fell in love with the programs and wanted to share them with other people. So make sure, like we already went over the first steps. Hopefully you guys will get that first post sent to your coach. And if you do not have, and you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and share it in the new coach pod. It's just kind of the next step of new coach things to know. I'll make sure to put it in there so you guys can again look at it. Anything else while you have us on? And shout out to Heather, who literally just became a coach 2 weeks ago, did her coming out post last week, and she already has 1 person signed up with her. So
thank you. Well, Kelly is all over it, you guys. I mean, she's like, hello, you need to do your post. I was like, yes, okay. You just got to do it.
You do.
All right. And you guys, in our little thread, I was going to say in our chat, if you want to become friends with each other on Facebook, do that, or Instagram, drop your names so that you guys can be buddies. And if you happen to see someone's post pop up, give it some love, because it never hurts. You know, we are a team and we want to share our support for one another. So sometimes don't be offended if like someone isn't following you or doesn't see your stuff. Like that happens. It's not intentional. So don't go, oh my God, she didn't like my stuff. But if you do have a really important post and it is your coming out post, feel free to copy and paste it, drop it in there so we can give you guys some love on it and support it, because that feels good. And sometimes your friends will see, oh, she's getting all these comments, like there's activity on the post. So especially the really important ones, let us know. We're happy to give you guys a little love in the comments on there. Just make sure you alert us, okay?
Yeah, so I want to show you guys how you do this. When you are in our pod and you're like, I just did my post, you let your own coach know. You can share your post I'm just going to show you an example of just a random post that I did. You go to the 3 dots on the top right-hand corner of your post and you go copy link. When you copy the link, it saves to your clipboard, and then you would just go in our pod and sorry, it's hard to see with the glare. So whatever pod, you guys should all be in our new coaches for May. And just share in there. Just paste it there so we could see your post, and we could all give you some love, because I know that first few posts are always like, oh, I did it. Can I get some love? Right. And like I said, we're in it together. You guys are in it together. You guys are starting out, ready to make this a fun hobby or maybe a business, whatever it might be. But you have to let yourself be a beginner and to feel a little uncomfortable and nervous, because that is just part of growing, is having those feelings of fear, having feelings of being uncomfortable and getting out of your comfort zone. I would not be where I am today, neither would Kim, if I just literally didn't listen to those fears that were going to hold me back and all the what ifs. I had to get past that and go, well, what's my bigger vision? In the beginning, it was simply just because I wanted other Kellys. I wanted to help other Kellys out there. I was like, why not? I have other mom friends that I know need this. And then little by little, it kept growing and growing to, oh my gosh, I can make this a full-time income. Oh my gosh, well, I'm not stopping now. This is too fun. Oh my God. Then you start getting people telling you, hey, thank you for showing up. You inspired me to work out today, or you inspired me to get started on my fitness journey again. Or, all of a sudden those little comments just make you realize, wow, I am being noticed, even though they're not giving me love or likes. That doesn't matter. There's a lot of people who are literally just watching you from the sidelines and just like checking you out. What is she up to? What is she doing? But if you stay tunnel vision, and Kim did a really good job at this when she started, was she just was like, I'm going to keep showing up as me, and I'm not going to, worry about all the other things. I'm just going to stay consistent and have fun sharing my journey. And as you grow and as you learn and you're like, you know what, I want to keep learning, I want to keep growing, that is when you can get better at social media. That is when you can get better at figuring out, how to do reels or how to do more stories, but take it little by little in the beginning. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for hopping on. I'm going to do a boomerang of us. Okay. You ready? All right, guys. See you in our pods.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.